Denver 7 Now is sponsored by Ferguson and BAC Appliance Center, the best in bath, kitchen, and lighting for your home.
I'm Shannon Ogden with the latest from Denver 7. Denver and much of the Front Range are in for a dark and stormy night. Heavy rain, lots of lightning expected tonight. Chief Meteorologist Mike Nelson's tracking it. Mike?
First alert action day for strong to severe thunderstorms developing along and to the east of this weather front, which separates more humid, unstable air from warmer, drier conditions off to the west. Overnight, the storms will push off into Kansas by early morning, leaving behind some low clouds. The front remains. That's going to set the stage for another active day for Thursday. Morning lows as cool as 39 at Leadville, but mostly in the 50s on the plains. We'll start with some low clouds early over the eastern plains, sunny skies, mountains, and west. By midday, there's that front. Hazy sunshine on the plains, storms developing in the mountains, and in the afternoon, more strong to severe storms possible along that front. Scattered storms farther to the west. They'll linger, it looks like, for another day into Friday. About 87 for the high coming up for Thursday, with 70s primarily in the mountains. Here's the extended forecast. Stormy Thursday, kind of stormy Friday, hot and dry for the weekend with highs in the mid-90s, and then cooler by next week, a little bit of a taste of fall by next Wednesday.
All right, thank you, Mike. The small town of Strasburg is in some trouble tonight. Half of its ambulances don't run. Some of the fire trucks can't pump water, and the person responsible for handling all this appears to have a pretty big conflict of interests. Here's Contact 7's Jason Grinauer.
We have an ambulance that broke down at highway speed. We have an engine, our first due engine, that has completely failed its pump test. We also have a brush engine that is out of service for up to 6 weeks, last I heard.
The Strasburg Fire Protection District is now shorthanded.
3 of 7 of our first due apparatus out of service right now.
But the group Friends of Strasburg Fire, which includes volunteer firefighters, says it's not just from wear and tear.
The board has mandated to the fire chief that the fire apparatus only be serviced at the board president's auto shop.
This auto shop, a few miles away in Bennett.
It is a diesel shop. It is not an emergency vehicle maintenance shop. He has no certifications or expertise to work on these apparatus, and that poses a significant safety risk.
Brad Jones thinks that is the root of the problem, resulting in their breakdowns.
We do not have a qualified shop we're allowed to send these vehicles to, so they languish. Small issues become big issues.
So we spoke to Don, the board president, at his shop. He called this situation a big fuss, but said it's all been taken care of and that it's looking like we're going to take them to Front Range Fire for repairs. That's another district in Loveland, 77 miles away. The head of that group, Friends of Strasburg Fire, viewed that as some progress, but added that it doesn't make up for or excuse the fact that this had been going on for 2+ years and that documented in invoices over that time, the district paid out more than $44,000 directly to their board president's shop.
What you're seeing are public officials who are struggling with the public, who has every right to question their actions, asking tough questions, and they don't like having to answer them.
The next board meeting is in a few weeks. In Strasburg, I'm Jason Grinauer, Denver 7.
A murder conviction has been thrown out against a former Fort Collins attorney accused of killing his wife. Brian Laird was working as a lawyer and a fishing guide in Montana when his wife Catherine's body was found in the bay of a dam near their home. That was 1999. Well, he would not be convicted of murder until 2016. In a split decision, the Montana Supreme Court ruled this week statements made by a forensic pathologist were hearsay and should not have been allowed. The case now goes back to a lower court, which has not commented on how it plans to proceed. Well, tonight, investigators on different ends of the state are looking into 2 very similar reports of attempted kidnapping. First in Grand Junction, a 12-year-old girl told police she was walking home from school Monday when a man in his 60s grabbed her, tried to pull her off a bike path. Now, she apparently was able to kick him and she got away. An hour and a half earlier and 250 miles away in Broomfield, a 12-year-old girl said a man in his 30s tried to push her into a pickup truck. She also was able to get away, and neither man has been caught. You know, if you think it's bad driving on Gun Club Road, try living next to it. And not just because of the noise, but the fact that some say they have to say a prayer before trying to get out of their own driveways. Here's Lance Hernandez from Aurora.
15,000 cars a day travel this stretch of Gun Club Road. The traffic's so bad in the morning, neighbors who live nearby say they can't get out of their driveways. It wasn't that long ago that airplanes were the noisiest things you'd hear out this way. Now it's traffic, constant high-speed traffic.
I got 2 kids that are learning to drive, and for me it's hard to get out of the driveway, and for them it's real scary.
Mickey Minikus says Aurora needs to do something to slow traffic down. He says his son and several other kids were injured in a car crash earlier this month.
And they were just trying to turn into our driveway.
His wife Andrea also worried about other drivers' tempers.
A week ago, a guy yelled at me when I was turning on my driveway, and I tried to get my mail. So it's getting more dangerous.
What's the solution? Minikus would like more stop signs to break up traffic and slow it down. Neighbor Fred Moult prefers something else.
I would like him to put a new gun club road just to the west here.
And make this one a frontage road. Edgar Becerra says it's a challenge getting his construction equipment out of the driveway.
We pretty much have to try to take off as fast as we can to avoid causing any traffic or to avoid hitting anyone.
Aurora says it will consider installing an additional traffic light on its section of Gun Club as more development occurs. Arapahoe County says it's about to embark on a transportation study to determine what improvements are needed countywide. Lance Hernandez, Denver 7.
This has been your Denver 7 on-demand update. Thanks for watching. Check back later. We'll have another one for you. And do yourself a favor. Download the Denver 7 app for breaking news and alerts. I'm Shannon Ogden.